It's time to celebrate the Hearthstone New Year!
Okay.
Greetings. I'm Ben Lee, Game Director for Hearthstone. I'm an avid player and have been since launch. I've played thousands of games over the last 6 years. It is an honor and a pleasure to be a part of the team and to be here today to talk to you about the game. Every day, millions of you have been playing Hearthstone. So on behalf of the team and Blizzard Entertainment, we want to thank you. We are incredibly grateful to you for your
Millions
continued
of
support
players.
and loyalty. Today, we're going to be talking about what's next for Hearthstone and our exciting plans for the future. But before we do, let's take a quick look back. The Year of the Dragon saw more content than ever before. We've had 3 great expansions, a huge amount of awesome PvE content.
This is the big one, folks. We're taking the fight to
No
Evo.
ten delay máme já
multiple
taky, ty
large-scale
vole.
live events, and last but not least, the introduction of a brand new way to play in Battlegrounds. With the climactic ending of the year-long battle between the League of Explorers and the League of Evil just behind us, it is time for something new to rise. The Year of the Phoenix.
Year of the Phoenix. Já vám to říkal. Tak.
First, let's talk about packs. We want the opening of card packs to be as exciting and rewarding as possible. And when you have more cards, you'll have more options to have fun. So coming with the first expansion of the year, duplicate protection will now apply across all rarities. What this means is that you will no longer receive more than 2 copies of
Kámo,
any
tomu
common,
nevěřím.
rare, or epic card from a pack.
Takže už to
until
můžete otevřít
you're going
3
2
stejný karty
copies of
prostě.
every card of that rarity from that set.
Tomu
We're really
nevěřím.
happy with this change, and we hope you will be too.
Wow.
We've also heard a lot of feedback that if you haven't played Hearthstone in a while, getting back into the game can be difficult.
To souhlasím.
So we're making significant improvements to our returning player experience, including the ability to earn a competitive deck for the class of your choice.
Battleground je nový mod.
I like your style.
With Battlegrounds, we introduced a brand new way to play Hearthstone. This is something we are committed to doing more of in the years to come. We believe that Hearthstone can be a home for different ways to play card games, and are exploring multiple endeavors on this front. Some of these will be epic in scale, like Battlegrounds, and take significant development time, while others will be more humble efforts, such as formats like Brawl Blocks or Wild. If there's a particular format or idea that interests you, let us know. We'd love to hear about it.
No, tomu nevěřím, to už nám říkají tolik let tohleto.
There's a huge amount of content coming in the Year of the Phoenix. During each standard expansion phase, there'll be at least one major event like the Fire Festival, free PvE content, and significant updates to Battlegrounds. Let's take a look at some of the key content and systems that you can expect to see in the Year of the Phoenix. During Phase 1, we're updating our ranked systems for Standard and Wild. We hope the changes will make ranked play feel more fun and rewarding.
Oni skopírovali
In Phase
systém
2,
z
we
Runeterry.
plan to introduce a new fun way to play that uses your
snad,
collection
ne?
and will be similar in scope and scale to Arena. And finally, for Phase 3, towards the end of the Year of the Phoenix, we plan to launch a rework of our progression systems, including the addition of achievements. Throughout the
To je
year,
moc dlouho.
we'll be providing you with more details and unveiling more of what we're working on. Check out the full roadmap on our website.
No.
In a moment, I'll be handing things over to other members of the team. They'll be revealing our next expansion, Hall of Fame changes, quality of life updates, and providing more information on some of the content and systems that we've revealed for the first phase of the Year of the Phoenix. Right now, we have one last secret to reveal, and I hope you're prepared for what's next.
Tak pojďme se podívat, no.
There's a darkness in the garden of the heroes that you
Ridan.
know, casting shadows even blacker than the night. There's a prisoner walking free who still envisions what could be, though long ago he sacrificed his sight. There's a villain who's been hated, and a savior who's been shunned, who's tasted of a love that cannot be. They're all one and the same, and the worlds all fear my name. The hero that you never thought you'd see.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Year of the Phoenix Showcase. I am Brian Kibler, joined by Daniela and Chad Nervig from the Hearthstone team. Thank you very much to Ben Lee for that introduction, and a lot of stuff to talk about today, huh, guys?
Yes, there's a ton of stuff that I'm excited for. You know, the ranked revamp. I think Demon Hunter is the thing that's, clearly on my mind as we watch that video. Chad, what are you excited about?
Demon Hunter.
Demon Hunter, yeah, the new class, right?
Yeah, we see Illidan as a hero right behind us. The hero we never thought we'd see, huh? But
no, he's here now.
Yeah, he is, and a lot more here today to talk about as well. So first.
Tak já ten refreshnu, ať se nám srovná ten delay vyjebaný, který tam je. Ach jo. A jdem na to hnedka, tyjo. Co jim zbývalo? No to, já vám to řeknu potom všechno. Protože tam je spousta jakoby důvodů, proč to asi udělali. Jedem.
So let's just jump into it. I know everyone probably at home is like, okay, oh my god, Illidan, Demon Hunter. Talk us through this. This is Hearthstone's first new class. Why this? Why now?
Yeah, we've been talking about should we do a new class, which new class for like 2-3 years now. But it's only been in the past couple of years that we've really been amping up to get ready to do this. We have been working on class identities, solidifying the strengths and weaknesses of each of our classes, so that we have room, a place to put Demon Hunter and create something really novel and exciting.
So what is that place that you really see Demon Hunter having, right? Because of course there's already all the classes in Hearthstone, they have kind of each their own place. What's Demon Hunter's place? Where do they fit in?
Well, our main touchstone here is Illidan, right? Illidan is aggressive, in your face. Demon Hunters are brutal, furious attackers that are just there to dive right into battle.
And the sort of identity of Illidan, who he is, kind of his story and everything. How do you take that and turn that into, functionally a Hearthstone class?
Well, we're trying to deliver on this unique gameplay experience. I think the first place that we should talk about is their hero power. I'm sure you just want to dive in and get to seeing things. So let's just do that. Let's just start talking about some cool Demon Hunter stuff. So their hero power is Demon Claws. +1 attack this turn.
I'm not excited. That's like a druid hero power, but worse.
Okay.
Why is this what you're telling me? This is the big cool new thing.
It's only 1 mana.
Okay. All right, we see it right there. So
permanently only 1 mana baseline.
All right, so he's gonna show up his brother right there. He's like, you take 2 mana to get +1 attack. You get some armor, sure, but I'm gonna hit you. I only pay the 1. Okay, so how did you get to this being the hero power for Demon Hunter?
We tried a lot of different things here, but ultimately we wanted to deliver on Demon Hunters being like in your face, constantly attacking. And not just the hero power. There's a variety of ways that Demon Hunters get to attack. We've also got spells and weapons also on Demon Hunter.
This sounds like you're gonna show me some spells and weapons. Huh? That's what everyone wants to see at home, right?
Yeah. Well, I think when we're making a new class, the thing that we always come back to is like, what is the thing that makes this class feel unique to the other classes? How is it different than Rogue? How is it different than Warlock? Because there's some thematic similarities from the other classes, but mechanically, how does it feel a lot different? And I think having a 1 mana hero power really helps us solidify Demon Hunter as something that feels a lot different. They're attacking all the time. They're taking advantage of their attacks all the time. Whereas Rogue is kind of, we're trying to avoid combat by backstabbing and eviscerating, going around their opponent. Demon Hunters are really in your face all the time, using weapons and all kinds of stuff. So
you just show your opponent how it's going to be turn 1. Let's go. Punch you in the face.
Yeah, right away. It's a little bit actually jarring in playtesting where it's like, okay, we're getting prepared for this game, and you're getting hit in the face like right away.
It's like, oh, you're already ahead. What's going on here?
It really sets the tone for the game.
So let's look at a couple ways that they can attack.
All right,
we talked about their hero power, but let's also take a look at Chaos Strike. Chaos Strike is a simple basic spell for Demon Hunter. Gives them attack this turn, and draws also a strength of theirs.
Okay, so comparing this to, say, a warrior, right? And crucially, just looking at this, not only does it give you the 2 attack, but your hero power adds to whatever attack you have. So it's much like kind of a heroic strike out of warrior. You can use it alongside a weapon, for instance. But with the card draw, you were saying the Demon Hunter is much more about like not necessarily big hits, but just constant attacking. They get to keep sort of churning through their deck, finding more tools to help them in that onslaught.
Very agile,
I think one of the important things to note about Chaos Strike is that it is a basic card. So just like Fireball for Mage, for example, is they're spell slingers and they do a lot of things that deal with.
Ty karty jsou zdarma součástí classic setu,
like Sorcerer's
prostě,
Apprentice
basic
takes
setu.
advantage of casting a bunch of spells, whereas Demon Hunter in their base set, they're going to have a lot of things that allow them to attack, and a lot of things that take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's look at another way to attack.
I'm
Let's
in.
look at a weapon.
All right.
Let's see Umberwing. Umberwing is this great early game weapon. 2 mana, 1/2, but it also gives you some
To je
board
jak
presence.
brutálně
This
silný,
kind of
ne?
is reminiscent to me of Muster for Battle,
Little
right?
Muster
Like
for Battle
one of
vibes,
the really powerful cards that Paladin had in their arsenal for a long time. You're not quite there, right? It's not quite as impactful, but obviously a little bit less mana too.
Yeah, a little bit different. Some of the same vibes. Have some fragile minions out there. They're probably going to die and be able to get in your face a little bit.
But you can see that the weapon, the spells, the
No je to
hero
balancuje
power can all
Master for
stack
Battle,
and
to
combine.
souhlasím,
You
no.
can just
Takže to vlastně možná i v
attack
pohodě ta zbraň nakonec.
damage to kill off key enemy minions and such.
So they like attacking, you know, and they have these cards that let them attack. What other sorts of cards do they have to support that?
Well, there's also synergies related to that. Because they can attack so reliably, even if nothing else, just the hero power, we also have built these sort of synergy cards. So let's take a look at Satyr Overseer. Satyr Overseer is a strong early game minion that also, as you attack, summons additional allies for you.
And you say combine this with Umberwing, right? You have the Umberwing on turn 2, get a couple of 1/1s, but then have that weapon already in play. But this guy on turn 3, you attack again. Now you have just a board full of stuff, and you're picking apart your opponent's board. That seems really powerful.
Tak to je brutál,
But
teda.
suppose you didn't draw your Umberwing. Well, about another alternative, another way that you could attack.
All right.
And you still want to attack on turn 3 with your Satyr Overseer, let's look at Twin Slice. Twin Slice is 0 mana, gain 1 attack, and add a second copy of this. So it's kind of similar to a Twin Spell, or maybe similar to a Backstab sort of thing, but just very versatile, flexible.
That card, I think, is this sort of thing where you look at it and it's like, okay, yeah, this doesn't do that much, but then you think about it, it's like, oh, it costs 0. You know, this is kind of like a backstab that if you just use it twice, it's 2 damage to something. You know, you obviously have to attack it too, but can add up. And with all these attack triggers, seems like it has the potential to be a really core card to their kit.
Yeah, you're going to be seeing Twin Slice in a lot of decks in the next year. I think it was a card that we talked about setting the power level of and wanting it to be in a place where it was quite powerful, because it really does set the tone for what we want Demon Hunter to be about, which is like I'm talking about, kind of being an aggressive attacker. There's also like a bunch of different ways to use it. You look at a card like Twin Slice, and then you look at something like Gadget and Auctioneer.
Right.
That's just kind of 2 cards, right? And being able to utilize a lot of different weapons that we're going to talk about a little bit later. So there's lots of different ways to utilize Twin Slice. You're going to be seeing a bunch of it.
Anything that costs 0 has got to be, you know, okay, this is
2.
Got to think about it, right? It's 2
0.
cards that cost 0 in 1 card.
So another reason that you might want to attack. Let's take a look at Furious Felfin. So this is an adorable Murloc, first of all. He's recently become a Demon Hunter. But if you've attacked this turn, he's also a very powerful rush minion for only 2 mana.
Yeah, 4/2 rush for 2.
Čtyři to máš Murloc za 2.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Taky balans, no.
And again, if you don't have any of these other synergy cards to help you attack, at least your hero power is always available for only 1 mana.
Do you think that card is stronger or cuter?
Yes.
No, that's okay. That's an appropriate answer.
Keyblade je perfektní v tomhle tom.
All right, fair enough. To support all this, you know, what I want to see is, of course, more cards. What else they got, Chad?
Okay, well, it's going to be a theme of this whole broadcast.
That's a theme of I think everyone watching along at home is like, okay, next card, come on, show me more, show me more. I'm on your side, Twitch chat.
All right. Next up, let's talk about how, so you're using all these weapons and attacks to take down early game minions to help control the board. You're using your face and you're taking some damage there. Your health is a resource, effectively. But what can you do to replenish that? Demon Hunters are pretty furious. Let's take a look at Aldraki Warblades. So we're not going to have Demon Hunters doing a ton of like huge bursts of large amounts of healing, but the sort of lifesteal small chip healing is very much up their alley.
And I think it's important to note this works really well with Twin Slice or with their hero power, because unlike say Rogue, you're talking about the differences between the 2 classes. Rogue kind of re-equips the new weapon with their hero power, and very often you're just like, okay, I've been attacking stuff with my weapon as a rogue. I gotta stop because I'm gonna die. But being able to stack all these additional weapon buffs, including your hero power on top of a lifesteal weapon, can really sustain you as you're attacking into minions.
You can like turn Chaos Strike into 2 additional healing.
No, Ančar je silnější, to rozhodně, to jako jo.
Cards like Twin Slice and your hero power, you can kind of quickly get up a card like I'll jockey Warblades into something that's healing you for 7, 8, 9. It might take a lot of resources, but if you really are looking for that, if you're really getting low on life, you have that option.
Let's take a look at one more lifesteal card. Let's see Soul Cleave. Another cleave type spell, deal some damage and lifesteal it back.
Okay, so another kind of weakness we see in Rogue, if we're sort of comparing how does this attacking class compared to this attacking class, Rogue doesn't really have much AoE, right? It seems like that's something that will be in the kit for Demon Hunter.
You'll see there is a fair bit of AoE for Demon Hunter.
Oni prostě dávají Demon Hunterovi všechno, že jo?
What, other than attacking, right? We talked about, okay, they're good at using their hero power, getting in there, punching things, killing them, getting their opponent's face. What else do they do?
So this is a new class that is going to be here for years to come. We have to lay a foundation for they can't just be one note, just hyper aggressive. There's got to be more to them. They've got to have some diversity here. So we've built a variety of different play styles for them. So let's take a look at another one. Illidan is the most iconic demon hunter, and he leads an army of demon hunters, the Illidari, and they are eager to fight for him. And so that brings us to another type of deck, another archetype, if you will, that demon hunters are strong at, swarmy token style decks.
Okay, so is it like kind of like Druid in that they make a bunch of small minions and they like buff them up and kill you with those?
Not exactly. Let's take a look at the minions here first. Let's look at Coordinated Strike. So this is a great, just very flexible.
Brutální trik.
Summon 3/1/1s with Rush.
Well, the Rush part is obviously a huge part of this, right? They're not just summoning these small minions; they're like sending them in to kill your opponent's stuff.
Yes. And there's let's take a look at a bigger version of this as well. Command the Illidari.
Ooh, that is a lot of rushers.
But 6 of them for only 5 mana. Now, like you said, mini classes might. Now you've got this wide board of minions. What do you do with it? You might buff them up. Not so much Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter doesn't really buff their minions very much. Instead, Demon Hunters deal with soul magic. They take advantage of the souls of the fallen. So let's look at Wrathscale Naga. Wrathscale Naga deals damage randomly to enemies whenever a friendly minion dies.
So Soul Juggler has come to standard now. It's actually in base Hearthstone, not just in Battlegrounds. It's not demons, and it is random enemy, so this can hit your opponent's face, which can be good, can be bad, depending. But 3's a lot of damage, especially if you combine it with 6 1/1 rushers from one card.
If every one of those also throws a
Soul Juggler, pravda.
You're going to be seeing a lot of cards like Wrathscale Naga in Demon Hunter. I think the early game minions, like stuff that costs like 1 through 4, you're usually going to be talking a little bit about more minions that are like fragile. You're not going to be looking to build a giant board and then buff all the minions and stuff like Savage Roar and Bloodlust. It's taking advantage of the death of those minions and then kind of building toward either trying to destroy your opponent early or build towards a late game where you're going to run them out of resources and play big minions yourself.
So you're not quite like sacrificing your own minions, but you're sending them in to die, and you don't mind that so much.
Right. Or they don't mind it very much.
They're like, I'm here for this.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we can also restore ourselves with additional resources based on all of our minions dying as well. Let's look at Feast of Souls. Feast of Souls is card draw.
And that can be a lot of cards. Look at this with Command the Illidari. A lot of decks would use, say, Cult Master, right? But having this on a 2-cost card in combination with all these things that generate tokens that already have Rush, that can be big bursts of card draw right there.
Exactly.
I think like even early on in the game, you're sending all these tokens, and if your opponent doesn't destroy them, you're kind of threatening at any time to draw 5, 6, 7 cards, and it opens the door for any Demon Hunter combo deck that might arise that wants to kind of draw a lot of their deck in order to be really consistent, like that's going to be something that's available to them to be able to use.
Okay. And then sort of outside of this, like punching your face, sacrificing, not sacrificing, sending my minions in to die, taking advantage of their deaths. We got to draw the line there.
There's a distinction,
There's a different world for them. What else do they do? How else do they win the game?
Well, let's talk about, look at their name, Demon Hunter. What do they do with demons?
I'm going to guess they hunt them.
They hunt demons.
That was, just
hunt them down,
200 IQ right there, let me tell you.
Yeah, it's a good guess.
Okay.
Their relationship status with demons is complicated.
Okay.
Their actual goal, Illidan's main goal, is to stop the Burning Legion, this army of demons that are invading the worlds. And they steal and use demonic powers in order to do that, fighting fire with fire. And demons respect power. Many of the larger and stronger demons out there have swapped sides to join the demon hunters. Demon hunters are fine with this. They already use demonic powers. Why not demonic allies? So demon hunters also use some big demons. So
I like big minions.
So I'll just preemptive you here. You want to see some cards. Let's just do it.
It's like you read my mind.
Let's look at Hulking Overfiend. Here's some big demons.
Ooh, that is big.
He's a big guy. He's going to rush down an enemy minion, and then another one, and then another one.
It's like what was it? Bigger head. He's like Batterhead, but bigger.
Batterhead, no. Batterhead takrát má 10 dozadu a Batterhead má 12.
Or perhaps Pit Commander. He's also extremely large demon, and is going to summon more extremely large demons.
So if your deck is just full of these big demons, this guy's going to get you big demons every time he summons them. But let's be honest, 9 is a lot of mana, right? Like we've got these early game lifesteal things. How are we surviving till 9 to actually play this as a demon hunter?
Well, 2 ways. First of all, demon hunters have some ways to get out their big demons a little early and a little more efficiently. Let's take a look at Raging Fel Screamer.
Je to předražený, ale
okay, so this is, by the way, the next demon you play costs 2 less. Period, not this turn.
Yeah, not this turn.
So you can play this on 4 and then, say, play a 7-cost demon on 5.
Wait in the wings.
No, to je přesně ten 5/5 drak
kind of reminds me of a dragon
taky,
consort.
že jo?
This is a demon consort, basically.
Exactly. But they also have control tools to help survive into that late game as well. Most of their minions are pretty. Most of their early game minions are pretty offensively statted, fragile minions. But there are a few exceptions to that. Let's take a look at Wrathspike Brute. Excuse me.
Okay, so this seems like it's really good against a swarm of perhaps Illidari, right?
Yeah, the Illidari demons.
She's not quite sure what side she's on. She's like, guys, come at me.
Or Treants, maybe
Sure.
Prostě turmail.
So
turmail
AoE the board every time she gets attacked. So all those little swarm decks pose no threat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or just if they do have some larger things, how about just destroy a lot of stuff? Let's take a look at Chaos Nova.
Ooh, 4 damage to all minions for 5 mana. That's, I mean, you compare this to, say, like a Hellfire, right? Or even a Flamestrike. Obviously, Flamestrike hits your opponent's stuff and not yours. But a lot of decks where you're Flamestriking, you were mostly trying to, keep your opponent's stuff dead and don't really care too much about your own. So that seems really powerful, especially as a demon hunter when you can actually add to that damage with, say, a punch of a weapon or your hero power. To take out something that's just out of range, which is often harder for some of the other AoE classes.
Right.
Yeah, Chaos Nova is actually a card that's part of their base set as well. So we want Demon Hunter to have access to things that help them get to late game, so they can play some of these big demon strategies or some expansions in the future. Maybe we have some other control archetypes for
Great. No, Hellfire dává do face, že jo?
Have support for that to get to late game.
Okay, and obviously we have now sort of a few things that demon hunters do, a few strategies they have, but a lot of classes kind of have their own unique mechanics, overload, combo. Does demon hunter have anything that's just exclusively theirs?
Yes, they do. Demon hunters are not the most popular people around. Wielding demonic magic isn't very friendly looking. They're generally shunned by society, sort of living on the outcasts of society. And so that brings us to our keyword that's demon hunter specific, outcast.
Outcast.
Okay. Like rogues have combo or shamans have overload, like you said.
Okay.
Yes, demon hunters have
Takže to je nature
so let's take a look at Spectral Sight.
Okay, so this is a 2-cost card.
Lízně.
Draw a card, outcast, draw another. Okay, what does outcast mean?
Outcast.
How do I get my extra card, Chad?
Outcast is a bonus if this is played as the left or rightmost card in your hand.
Huh.
Wow.
Okay, so like say you've been holding onto it for a while and you can find the opportune time to use it, or you just drew it and it's like, all right, now's my time.
Yep, exactly. So this creates some interesting gameplay as like, oh, something might be on the left edge that you need to get
Nový
out of the
keyboard,
way
který
so that
není
your
stavený
outcast
okolo
card
náhody.
can outcast. So it creates some interesting gameplay across all the cards in your hand.
Wow.
That's interesting in gameplay and interesting in deck building. Interesting in
Co se tady
gameplay
stalo
just
s tou hrou,
because
tyjo?
you're going to end up choosing to play a way that maybe you wouldn't have otherwise. Maybe you're planning for this outcast thing 3 turns from now. So you think, maybe this card on the left side of my hand, I should get rid of it because I want to do this thing at some later point in the game.
Well, it kind of even makes you think of all your cards differently, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're like, okay, this has this bonus, I want to try and maneuver to get that bonus, that makes me think about when I want to play my other cards and not just this one.
Yeah, exactly. And I think during deck building, if you have a bunch of outcast cards in your deck, then you might be a little bit more motivated to have more lower cost cards. Because if you get that 9 cost card over in the left side of your hand, it's going to be pretty hard to get rid of that at any point. So triggering outcast tends to be a little bit easier the lower cost stuff that you get.
Sure.
But it's not always, you don't always want to cast outcast immediately when you draw the thing either. So it's kind of interesting. It'll change the way you play and change the way you deck build.
Yeah,
that makes
sometimes you draw one of these cards and it's like, oh man, I had a good play that I was planning to do, but I could play the outcast card now for the outcast bonus. If I don't play it now, it'll probably be a while till I
No
get
jasně, prostě se
back to
vybereš.
it.
Tohle je přesně jakoby design, který má v té
Let's take a look at
hře
another example of this.
Prostě se
So
vybereš,
first of
který
all,
efekt chceš.
I-beam here. I-beam, iconic Demon Hunter ability. 3 mana, deal 3 damage to minion, heal yourself a bit in the process. But if you outcast, it's free.
That is serious. That's a big discount on that one.
So let's take a look at this board state, just to talk through this. So enemy's got an SI7 agent here. I could just I-beam the SI7 agent to destroy it.
No.
Or
Zadeš Umberwing, dáš I-beam, že jo, vytraduješ.
To move outcast or move I-beam to the left side of my hand. Now it's free.
Nebo teďko vytraduješ, pak zadeš I-beam, že jo.
Kill the SI7 agent that way. And that still leaves me 1 mana left over to kill down the direwolf. Or now even an extra mana.
Your hero power only costs 1. Bonus.
I think if you're watching home, maybe there's a more optimal play there with the juggler and everything. But we got the point across.
You get really excited. It's like, I-beam costs 0 now. Yes.
This is how outcast works. So
exactly.
We got that across.
It's also just a really versatile keyword that we can use in a variety of ways. Let's take a look at a couple more examples of it.
That's what I want. You're speaking my language. That's what I want to see.
More cards.
More cards.
Consume magic. So this is a silent spell, but it also outcasts for card draw.
Okay, so this is pretty interesting because silence is the sort of thing that's very situational, right? Like you don't necessarily just want to play this when it's on the far right of your hand.
Right.
But if you don't have a great opportune time to use it, you could just essentially cycle through it just for that one.
Right.
So that's really interesting.
Demon Hunters might have a bunch of outcast cards, and like you said, a lot of the outcast bonuses are actually pretty situational, and it's situational by design. So it's not always you get the card and it's immediately always the right thing to do to play it right away. Because say the silence card is sitting on the left side of your hand, and you have some more outcast cards, there's nothing to silence. You have to make the decision whether or not maybe it's the right time for me to cycle this, or maybe I should wait so my other outcasts get over there. That's pretty interesting gameplay.
Sure.
Yep. Let's take a look at Illidari Fellblade. So this is an awesome Demon Hunter.
Okay, this is really interesting. It's got Rush and Outcast immune this turn. So you draw it.
Wow.
So you draw it, or you are holding onto it for a while. It'll rush down something big, and hopefully survive that turn as well.
Okay. I can definitely see how that can be really impactful.
Jaké ty midrange karty vypadají líp než...
Right, well, we've seen quite a few cards so far, but I'm sure you know my question is going to be, and what everyone in chat wants.
More cards.
More cards.
Right.
More cards.
I don't know. We've showed a lot of cards so far.
I think we should probably continue to show more. It's like a card every minute or so.
More cards.
Yeah.
More.
I was talking more cards.
Okay. All right. More cards. Let's look at their entire basic set.
Ooh. Almost their entire basic set. So.
Card reveal season will happen, and we'll reveal a couple more that are hidden in here.
All right, we're not going to touch on everything on the screen here. You guys can check it out either here or eventually on the website. But this, of course, shows Demon Hunter, their all-new class. They'll have a basic set that will set their foundation for what the class does. And, of course, have some pretty sweet cards in here, as we were talking about.
But let's move on to the Demon Hunter Initiate set. So there's 2 pages of this.
Okay, so tell me what the Initiate set means.
Right. So the Initiate set is sort of a think of the other classes have all had expansions of cards for years, including You're the Dragon, which is still in Standard. So the Demon Hunter Initiate set is sort of a catch-up that acts as a You're the Dragon rotation purposes mini set. It's 20 cards. just for Demon Hunter that also comes with it.
Okay, so that's 30 total Demon Hunter cards we've seen here. And I'm sure in addition to wanting to see all of them, people want to know how do I get them, right?
Right. So we've built a prologue that teaches you or shows you Illidan's story, lets you play through and experience Illidan's story. And best of all, it's free. The class is free. All of these cards are free that you've seen here. The basic Demon Hunter Initiate, all 30 cards there, free.
Okay, so I think you know, cards free. That's about what everyone wants to hear in the chat, right? They're like, these are some of my favorite things. Yeah, new cards, free new cards, and of course they're going to get more new cards as well. We saw there they're going to get 15 new cards in each of the sets coming up this year.
Each expansion in Year of the Phoenix is going to have 15 cards instead of the normal 10 for Demon Hunter.
Okay,
yeah, after you finish the prologue, you're going to have that starter deck for Demon Hunter, which is going to be a really great jumping off point to see like what's going on in that class and what are the things that they're kind of good at, and it should be, you know, really competitive, just jumping out there. I think you'll be able to support it with all the Demon Hunter cards going forward.